Yo, what's up? I'm back. Happy Monday to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I know Monday is like a slow day for everybody, but today we got here hardcore the story behind the classic. Um, this story is about Little Kim, and one of my supporters, one of my Mars fam supporters, told me to do a video on Little Kim. The other video he told me to do was 30 minutes, like 30, 40 minutes, but the quality was low. So I'm gonna just ask him, do he still want me to do it or not? But this one instead. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what he says. But with that being said, without further ado, let's get straight into it.
Kim, a woman who has been a trailblazer in women's hip hop. Everything from her music to her fashion has been the blueprint for many female artists throughout the years.
That's a
I'm
fact.
dropping this
That's a
video
fact.
on Valentine's Day for the ladies, all that, you know what I mean? Most likely, I'm be chilling today doing homework because I ain't got no lady in my life right now, so I'm just chilling. But I definitely wanted to get this out for you guys today. My mom always watches my channel and constantly complains about me not having something for the ladies, and I thought, why not do something with one of my favorite female rappers, Lil Kim. Hardcore as an album really set things off for her career, and the impact it has had
Yo,
on the industry is
they say Lil Kim and Foxy Brown was beefing. Let me know if that's true or not.
truly crazy even after all of these years. But before I get more into the video, I would first like to thank you guys for coming to see this, because you guys can be doing a million other things right now, but instead you're here with me, and I appreciate that. If you guys like the content, you guys should like, comment, and subscribe to help the channel grow. Also, follow my Instagram too. That would be greatly appreciated. Comment down below your favorite song, favorite verse, lyric, etc. from this album. Tell me your top 5 favorite songs from this album. You can also tell me your favorite memory from this album and where you were at in life when this album dropped. Also, let me know where
Big on
you
my
are tuning
mama's
in
stomach.
from as well. Represent where you're
Probably
from.
not even thought
Alright,
about.
without further ado, let's get into the video.
Biggie and I always lived on the same block, so we used to always see each other. And he was like, one day he heard I knew how to rhyme and stuff, so he was like, yo, you gotta rhyme for me. I heard you knew how to rhyme. I was like, I don't know how to rhyme. But I was playing because, I used to do it for fun.
Right.
It was just fun. And then, I just rhymed for him one day, and he was like, yo, I'm messing with you. I'm taking you with me.
Get out of
And
here.
he promised, and he always did. And then one day, was like, he had this idea that we should do Junior Mafia, and Little Kim should be the lieutenant.
Right. Oh, all right.
Telling the guys what to do.
Oh,
Biggie
hold
was
up, hold
smart.
up, hold up. So was like Junior Mafia his idea, or was it like one of his homies' idea, and he just went with it?
Bringing her around, and one time around his mom specifically, she asked who Lil Kim was, and he said that was his artist. Biggie would mentor Kim when it came to music. A big thing about Kim's earlier music is that when she was starting, people thought that she had
It's
a
tall as
rough,
shit.
more masculine voice. To give you an example, I'll play you a clip of her original style.
Little Kim, the lieutenant's in effect, and I'm about to blow everybody hit the deck. Take you away, yes, to another level. I'm a rebel, and I'm more heated than the devil. It ain't my fault if
Yeah, she kinda did.
diabolical,
She
and
kinda
a
did.
molecule like organisms wants to use the tools.
So now you've heard her original style, and under Biggie, he masterminded her image and content, telling her to soften her voice as well. We'll talk more about this a little bit later, but Kim would actually make a couple of appearances on Biggie's debut album, Ready to Die, which was released in September of 1994. She appeared on the intro, the F Me interlude, and in the song Friend of Mine. So that means a bunch of people was hearing Little Kim all the way back in 1994. But in 1995, we would see the group Junior Mafia, and they would release an album. The first single for the album was Players Anthem, and that was released in May of 1995. The single was very popular, with it peaking at number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100.
But before he get a little bit ahead, I'm kind of confused because I it's like from what I heard Biggie wrote for everybody. Biggie wrote for everybody in Dream Mafia. So was that including her too, or was that just you know everybody except her?
This track is said to have launched the career of Lil Kim, and the crazy thing is that Lil Kim wasn't even supposed to be on that song for Junior Mafia. They put the beat on and she was just writing to it. None of the guys could finish their raps, so DJ Clark Kent asked Kim to get in the booth because he knew that she had something. She would end up replacing the other person that was supposed to be on that song. And if you've ever heard this song, you will notice the change of Kim's style. It was still hardcore, but it was like that gangster street meets sexy. And one line,
Yo, when did she start doing
she
that?
used to pack Max
When
in the
did she
backs
start
of
doing that
Cadillacs,
shit?
and later on in the
When did she
verse,
start
she'll
that?
ask the ladies to squeeze their boobs while dudes grab their genitals. The second single was I Need You Tonight, and that almost made it to the Billboard Hot 100, with it peaking at number 1 on the Billboard Bubbling Under Hot 100. The last single was the legendary song Get Money. This song peaked at number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100, and if there was a song that raised Lil Kim's profile, this was the one at the time. Her verse in this song, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Lil Kim's appearance on the Junior Mafia album garnered her a lot of attention. With this attention, she geared up for a debut album on a solo deal. Like many artists, Kim was actually nervous about the release and didn't know how the world would accept her debut album. In an interview in 2016 about hardcore, Lil Kim was asked what her goal was going into the album, and this is what she had to say about it. I didn't really ever have a goal. I loved music, and in my mind, I was just displaying my art. I was only 16, 17 years old working on my first song and album, so I didn't really have a goal. I was just doing what I love and displaying my talent and working on music. I never had any idea that my first album would do as good as it did. I had no idea of what went on in the business side. I was just a little kid just trying to enjoy my teenage life. If you would have asked me if I knew I was going to be a millionaire by a certain age, I never would have thought that. I never even knew I was going to be as famous as I was, as famous as I am now. In this same interview, Lil Kim talked.
I could see why she thought that, for the simple fact of all the stuff that she went through, mental abuse, physical abuse, and stuff like that, and to come that far, I could see why she would say that.
Talked about how Biggie was there every step of the way. This was her influence and motivation. When he couldn't be there with her, she basically used his inspiration of what he would do when he was there. She would run things by him, especially when it came to writing, to get his opinion. Biggie would tell her that he didn't need to be there all of the time because Lil Kim was good and she knew what she was doing. Now Lil Kim wasn't that same girl that she was when she first
sometimes
met
you just
Biggie,
need that approval.
because by this time she had grown and blossomed musically. The first single for hardcore would be No Time, which featured Diddy and was released in October of 1996. This single would end up peaking at number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100 and topped the US rap songs chart for 9 straight weeks. In the first verse of the song, Kim talks about rocking luxury brands like Prada and Gabbana, but she'll stick you for your riches. And in the second verse, we see her more sexual and explicit side.
If y'all that know, is that how Diddy like basically was able to keep big portions of the money he made from them, for the simple fact that he was on everything as well?
Lyrics were just a glimpse of the raunchy, gritty, hardcore lyrics that fit the name of this album. But back to Biggie, and he wasn't just musically involved in this album, because he also had a say in the iconic cover art for the album. When it comes to the photo shoot for the album and how it went, Lil Kim did not plan it. She just happened to naturally be a good model and knew how to pose. This is what Lil Kim had to say about the cover. When I did the hardcore photo shoot, I was just posing to do them. It wasn't like I'm just going to pose and squat and show my kitty cat. That was not on my mind at all. For me, it was just being a model and posing in a cute, sexy way. When it came time for us to get the pictures back, I wasn't even a part of that process. I was just a little girl and I didn't have no control at all. Biggie actually took my whole photo package and went through it because Biggie saw me as one of the sexiest girls he's ever met. He didn't even give anybody a chance to go through the pictures. He took them and just sat in the corner and went through all of them. He stood up to get ready to smoke his blunt and was like, this is the one right here. He threw the negatives on the table and pointed to the one with my legs open and said, that's the one right there, and walked away and went to smoke his blunt. That's the one everyone went with. I had no control. I didn't even get to
Attention
see
drawing.
all of the prints as he saw them. They basically did everything for me. Hardcore would be released in November of 1996, with it peaking at number 11 on the Billboard 200 charts and at number 3 on the Billboard Top R&B Hip Hop Albums chart. This album ended up selling 78,000 copies in its first week. As the years went by, this album grew with popularity. Alright, this is the first part of the video where I break down the history behind the album leading up to it, but now in the second part of the video, I will be breaking down the history behind some of the songs on the album. The album starts off with the intro track, Intro to A Minor, and this is something you just gotta listen to yourself because I don't feel like describing what's going on in this intro. Okay? I really don't.
Yeah.
You just have to hear it to really get it. But the second song on the album is Big Mama Thing, and there's quite some history behind this track. The name of this track actually pays homage to the Big Daddy
Of course, I heard of Lil Kim. Of course, I know what Lil Kim is. Let me know some of your favorite Lil Kim songs. Like, suggest me some good Lil Kim songs.
Kane album, It's a Big Daddy Thing. This song was actually initially a diss track, but there was things that were changed and weren't cleared. They ended up putting Jay-Z in the song because Lil Kim was going crazy at people in the second verse. This record had leaked before the album even came out, and this is back in the mid-90s, so something leaking and the impact that it had was way different than how things are today. In the 2016 interview that I was talking about earlier, Lil Kim didn't really go into detail about the song, but in the Source magazine article from 1996, that is where I found a lot of information about this song and who the disses were towards. The main person being dissed initially was Faith Evans, and for those who don't know, that was Biggie's wife during these events. The original track was leaked and contained lyrics saying that Kim was better in bed, along with some other
Didn't Faith have an interview saying she never liked Lil Kim or something like that? Some to that nature. Yeah, let me know.
things. But Kim in the interview said that she didn't get along with Faith. She said that Faith approached her about her and Biggie's sexual relationship, in which Kim said that at that point that she did that her and Biggie didn't have one. Kim in the original version of the song also said that Biggie was her property and she was going at Tupac asking who shot him. She responded saying that she didn't know, but they got him, and that next time he should keep his head up. Yikes, just crazy. It is also said that Biggie persuaded her to not diss Faith, and the Tupac disses were scrubbed as well. The original version is easily accessible on YouTube, so go look it up to hear that. We can skip to Crush on You, and the remix to this song was the second single for this album. Some backstory behind this track is that Lil Kim was pregnant around the end of the making of Hardcore, to the point where she couldn't really finish some of the songs on it. Lil Kim says that this is how Lil C's ended up on Crush on You, because he was
hold up. Y'all let me know if that's facts. One of my supporters told me that Lil C snitched on somebody. Let me know if that's true or not. If he did Biggie know about it?
Initially be on that track. Now the pregnancy thing is where Biggie once again comes back into the picture, because at this point in time, Lil Kim was pregnant by Biggie but opted to not keep it and felt like it needed to be done to focus on her career. When you listen to the album version of the song, you'll just hear Lil C's. A young Cameron would actually write Lil C's verse. Lance Rivera, who was the CEO of Entertainment, gave Mace $30,000 to write 5 songs for Lil C's at that time. Mace gave Cameron 5,000 of the 30 to write one or two of the songs. Kim wrote the Crush on You song and they ended up keeping it for Lil Kim's album, but it was really for Lil C's. C's has recently talked about this on DJ Vlad, with him saying that after the Junior Mafia album, it was Kim that was first in line and then it was supposed to be him. Now the thing with Crush on You is that the first single for the album, which was No Time, was doing really well, but Crush on You with just Lil C's started to grow legs on its own. DJs started playing it and it wasn't a great idea to shoot a video with just Lil C's on Lil Kim's budget, so they added Lil Kim's part on the remix and that is how that was made. That Crush on You video is crazy too. I like that one a lot. The No Time video is pretty good too, and Lil Kim has actually made a couple of references in her songs about that particular video. But the next song on the album is my favorite and it's Drugs. I love that beat so much and I love how Kim flows on it. Lil Kim has said that Drugs was originally her favorite song until she recorded Queen Bee and that became her #1 favorite song. Big Mama Thing is also up there for her as well. Speaking of Queen Bee,
Fun fact, about back then, you ain't know I used to write for Biggie. You know what I'm saying? I wrote like a little 1-2 songs. I never got paid, but you know what I'm saying, just to be around him, that was good enough. Wrote for him, Diddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that started that Can't Stop, Won't Stop. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that started all that. I never really got the credit, but you know what I'm saying? It don't really mean nothing. I just thought I'd throw that in there. Oh shit.
and it wasn't a great idea to shoot a video with just Lil C's on Lil Kim's budget, so they added Lil Kim's part on the remix and that is how that was made. That Crush on You video is crazy too. I like that one a lot. The No Time video is pretty good too, and Lil
Diddy
Kim
whole
has
swag.
actually made a
I gave
couple
him
of
that.
references in her
Glasses
songs
all
about
out.
that particular
I
video.
told him how to do
But
it.
the next song on the album is my favorite and it's Drugs. I love that beat so much and I love how Kim flows on it. Lil Kim has said that Drugs was originally her favorite song until she recorded Queen Bee and that became her #1 favorite song. Big Mama Thing is
They wanted to keep me behind the scenes because I was like too young. You know what I'm saying? And when my mom's found out, you know what I'm saying? But I gave them that swag, you know what I'm saying? You know the vibes.
also up there for her as well. Speaking of Queen Bee, that would appear after the skit Schemin'. The history behind the track Queen Bee is that a week after the producer for the song completed the instrumental, Biggie recorded a rough draft. This was still almost a year away from when Kim would release the album Hardcore. Months would go by and the track would get worked on some more. An early version of the
Big
song
ass
contained
Jesus piece.
Aaliyah on the hook, but the hook was instead taken from Lil Kim's vocals on the song Backstabbers, which was a song off of the Junior Mafia Conspiracy album. The demo of the track is super weird because Biggie is rapping from a female's perspective. Here's a clip of the demo.
Beretta inside the Beretta, nobody do it better. Bet I watch ya like hurricanes and typhoons. Got buffoons eating my pussy while I watch cartoons. Sleep till noon, rap pen bridge here.
What's crazy is then I know this is a weird mix up, but didn't Lil Yachty do that for City Girls? What song is it? Act Up or something like that? People called him, you know what? I ain't gonna say it because I don't know the real terms on it. I ain't trying to say it and get in trouble. But yeah, didn't they call him, you know what I'm saying, for that? Didn't they call him for that? So he did the same thing. So I hope y'all keep the same energy. Like, I hope y'all keep the same energy. So I hold on. I feel like now this is kind of confirming it that he wrote for literally everybody in Junior Mafia.
Baby drinkers beware, mostly don't see where.
The next song is Dreams, and this song is basically the female version of the Biggie song, Just Playing Dreams. In the Biggie song, he says that he has dreams of messing with an R.
Oh yeah, yeah, because I like to clarify shit. No offense to to that community though. Like no offense whatsoever. Like all jokes aside, no offense to that community. Like I don't got no problem with that community whatsoever. Like I ain't even, you know what I'm saying? I just had to throw that disclaimer in there because people probably think I was trying to be funny to it. Nah, it wasn't like that.
R&B chick, and Lil Kim flips this in her hook by saying that she has dreams of getting with an R&B dude. She also references many R&B singers or groups in the song to match the theme. The last song that I want to talk about is the song Not Tonight. The remix to this song ended up being the third single of the album, and it did extremely well, with it peaking at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Okay.
The idea of the remix was actually Lance Rivera's because he always loved the ladies' night thing. He wanted Angie Martinez on it because she was ruling the radio at the time, and she
Angie
also
Martinez is a
dabbled
goat.
in having a music career at that time. The whole idea of lady empowerment was great, and Kim just wanted all of her favorite artists on the record. This song actually landed Kim a Grammy nomination as well. This album though is 1000% a classic and has truly stood the test of time. I can go on for 10 minutes talking about how influential this album is.
I got a question. In fact, I'm gonna save my question to the end. I watched it
Alone, and how it really was the blueprint for a lot of female rap. When you think of this album, you think of the lyrics, dope music videos, the fashion, the great beat selection, the dawn of a star, and many more. Like I said in the intro, man, my mom was on my head about making this video and making something for the ladies. So here you go, especially on the day that I released this, which is hopefully Valentine's Day. I hope all you guys have a good day.
Okay.
But comment down below and let me know what you thought of this album. Let me know if you learned something new today. I don't really even have to explain why this album is classic. If you know, you know. But peace, I'm out.
You don't. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Shout out to my supporters, you know what I'm saying? We basically at 700, you know what I'm saying? We only like 10 more subs away. So you know what I'm saying? If y'all could do that by Wednesday, that'll be good. If y'all could hit that by Wednesday, that'd be good. And something else I noticed too, a lot of people be watching my videos at night. I'm talking about like real late at night. It warms my heart because I'll be watching, trust me. I'll be watching the comments, I'll be watching how many people like the video, all that. I'll be up, you know what I'm saying? I'm not one of the people that just do YouTube and try to be Hollywood. Like even when I hit like 100K, I'm still gonna be in the comments talking to y'all, laughing with y'all, joking with y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all the supporters, you know what I'm saying? It's only right. But with that being said, shout out to Funny Shit. That's who told me to react to this. He told me to react to the other one. But the other one, it was too low quality, you know what I'm saying? If he still want me to react to it, I'm pretty sure he'll let me know in the comment section. With that being said, love is love. I appreciate all the support. Keep liking, keep commenting, keep subscribing. I'll catch you on the next video.